What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. We're going to be taking a look at the Kizer Doberman. Let's get into it. Really excited to check this one out. This is probably, well, let's wait till we get there. We're going to do some size comparison, profile comparison. We'll check the weight of the knife out, and then we'll jump into my thoughts and impressions. Let's go ahead and kick it off with some size comparisons. Here it is against the Spyderco Para 3. As you can see, it is a full-size knife coming in at 8.66 inches. It is actually bigger than the Spyderco Shaman as well. There you go. Let's check out against a couple of budget knives. We'll bring out the Migaron Moyarl. As you can see, the Moyarl medium-sized EDC, not quite as big as the Doberman. And honestly, I don't know that I have too much in my inventory that's longer than the Doberman. But here it is, the full-size Vision FG that is a little bit bigger than the Moyarl. But for my budget reference, I think this is going to be good for you guys out there to see these. All right, let's go ahead and check out the profile comparison, see how thick it actually compares to. It is comparable to the Vision FG, which means it's going to be comparable to the Shaman. Let's check the weight on this one out. It feels like it's over 4 ounces, the steel liners, and it's a big steel blade, so I'm thinking it's going to be close to 4.5. So 4.4 ounces, and it kind of feels like it. You know, it feels a little bit heavier, but it is a bigger knife, and the weight on it does feel good when you get it in hand. So let's jump into ergos on this one. The scaling on this is really well done, and it actually has a little bit of a 4 choke up spot here that works really good, and it feels nice. It has lots of space for my finger to completely wrap around for those power cut choke positions. Super comfortable. I really am digging this design. And then you can move back, and they have jimping, as you can see here, that is really meant for both. So you can move up, you can do a controlled power cut, you can choke and do a really good power cut just to get through and rip through some material. And in that choked out position, you have tons of jimping here that works really well for the size of the knife, so that you got plenty of space to do detailed work. And this pocket clip laying flat on here, as you can see, it is titanium. No hot spots whatsoever. Nice and springy. They totally made this completely functional. So all chamfered down, in and out of the pocket well, rides all the way deep into the knife, and as you can see here, not a lot being left out. Good access to the lock bar. At first I was a little worried. I thought it was going to be tight, but they actually have enough space in here for you to actually get in there really easily. And the knife, you can control the drop by using that thumb stud. As you can see there, it's kind of chipping at the nail if you let it go past that space. The other thing that you can do too is just try to move out of there quickly, but if you're not quick, the flipper tab works really well there. You can see this has just enough jimping on it to rip it, and the detent on it is pretty strong, so you got to really make sure that you catch it. It's so minimal that with my larger fingers I've missed it sometimes, but using that thumb stud, that flipper tab, I can just get right up against it, let it drop to the finger there, and it's going to fall down. I just hit my thumb again because I moved. But I'm past the detent break by just moving my thumb in there and kind of letting it fall down. Ceramic bearing action is really good. The thumb studs on here feel pretty big, and you got good access to them. I like these thumb studs. They work well, and they feel very satisfying to thumb flick and reverse flick. Really good detent on this. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how nice the detent on here. Dead center, you even have a little bit of a notch in the back spacer, and that takes some serious kahunas to put that notch in there, because that's really going to let you know if you're out of center. Locked up solid, up and down, side to side. Really comfortable in hand, guys. Really good action. Lock up coming in, I would call that about 45% of the blade stock. Yeah, maybe even 40, looking at where it's kind of leaving a little bit of a mark for that lock bar. Good access, man. Really good access no matter how you disengage the knife. It even has jimping here, so if you're trying to slide it over, get it started and drop it, it's going to work really well. Let's talk about the blade's edge. It's coming with 154 cm. I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. I love 154 cm. It's a great budget steel. And I don't know how many people have had it before me, but this factory edge is really good. It's very slicey. I mean, very impressive factory edge, and that's what the paper test is really just telling you is like, is the factory edge good or not? Is it going to pass through materials? Well, it should. It's not ultra thin, but it's a pretty thin blade stock for the size of this knife. So when you go to cut your cardboard down and things like that, it's going to do a very good job. I'm super impressed. G10 154 cm steel lock bar, titanium pocket clip, steel hardware. It looks like it's T8 hardware. Yep, T8 hardware throughout. Thumb studs work good. Flipper tab works good. I am a bigger fan of the belt satin finish here. It is belt satin. It's just more satin than belt. But you can see they do a fairly good job with their belt satin. It's not quite as satiny as some other brands out there. All of this for $90. That's budget premium territory. That's going to be, like $9 more, I think, than the FG at the time of this video. The FG, you guys know I love this knife in the premium budget territory because of how well it works and that it gives you this super lock. Like, this is one of the strongest locks that you are going to find out there at this price point, that $50 to $100 price point. It is seriously super impressive, but I like liner locks, and I like this liner lock. I like the ergos on it. I like the blade shape on it. You can still get pretty good angles for the tip, for your draw cuts and utilities cuts, and you still can get pretty close out to the edge there, especially with larger hands like me, to do those detailed cuts. And it doesn't weigh a ton, and it's not going to break the bank. Not super exciting as far as like colors, options, things of that nature, but all blacked out G10 and satin hardware, this is a really interesting offer. What do you think about the Doberman? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm genuinely interested. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, comments, and is subscribed. Don't forget, links are down below. If you use them, irregardless of what you buy, it helps the channel, and it's really appreciated. It allows me to get knives in here for review. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, guys, peace.